guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to share my TBR for the Reading Quest, which is hosted by Read at Midnight. And this whole readathon just sounds so marvelous. It is basically inspired by video games and role plays, and I'm just a sucker for gamifying anything. So this readathon takes place from August 13th and it runs until 10th of September, so it's a whole month of reading. And the idea is that you choose a character class, and that character class defines what challenges you will have. And there's also side quests you can do along the way. And for my class, I chose the Rogue. So let's just go through what challenges the Rogue character class has, and also what side quests I'm going to do. So first challenge is to read a banned book, and I'm going to go with The Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. And I've been meaning to read this quite a while, but it wasn't on my radar until my partner actually mentioned it and we bought the book in London. So now that I have a copy and I know that it has been on many banned book lists, I will give it a go during this readathon. Next challenge is to read a book with less than 500 ratings on Goodreads. And for this, I'm going to go with Surun hauras, lasin, terävä by Siiri Enoranta. And this is a young adult fantasy novel. It was pretty much a cover buy when I bought it, and what little tidbits I read of it during when I was deciding whether I wanted to buy it or not, the prose is really beautiful. And since it is a Finnish book and not very well known at that, it has so few ratings on Goodreads, so it will fit this challenge perfectly. Next challenge is to read a book that was published by a small press. And for this, I'm going with Tämä, jalka, minun, kauhuja omasta kehosta, which is published by a Finnish independent press, and it features short stories by Finnish independent authors. And both of these books that I've just mentioned are also counting towards my goal to read more from Finnish authors this year. Fourth challenge is to read a book with a cover that has a partially obscured face in it. And for this I'm going with The Tempering of Men, which is the second book of the Iskrin trilogy. I'm finally getting back into this series after raving about the first book for so long. And as you can see, his face is partially obscured by the helmet, so it fits. And the last challenge for the Rogue class is to read a book with a one-word title. And for that, I'm going to read Solaris by Stanislaw Lem, which is a fairly short science fiction classic, and I bought it a couple of months ago and I've been wanting to read it ever since. So those are all the challenges for the Rogue class. If I am able, I will probably undertake the Mage class after the Rogue one, but for now I'm just going to focus on the Rogue class and the side quests. So moving on to side quests. First side quest I'm going to try and complete is a book that has been penned by two authors. And for this I'm going to try and read The Rise and Fall of D.O.D.O by Stephenson and Nicole Galland. And it is a huge one, so I might actually start it at the beginning of the readathon and read it in kind of short bursts among the other ones I'm going to read. Next side quest I'm going to try and complete is Multiplayer, which is to buddy read a book. And for this I'm going to try and read Stone Sky. I actually went and broke my pre-order rule for that book. I'm so excited for it, and it should be arriving during this readathon, and I'm going to be buddy reading it with James Chatham and others from the BookTube Discord channel. Next side quest is Open World, which is pretty much a blank space on the bingo board, and that is you can read any book you want. And for that I'm going to go with the first volume of the Captive Prince series, The Captive Prince by C.S Pacat. This was recommended to me by my friend, and I've heard fairly mixed things about it, but from the premise it sounds really up my alley. Next side quest is a mini game, so read a short story or poem collection, and for this I'm going to go with Aurinko, Isäni. This is a Finnish translation of Nils-Aslak Valkeapää's Sami poem collection, and I want to learn more about the Sami culture. I want to learn more about our indigenous people, and that's why I want to read this poem collection and educate myself. And last up is Animal Companion. So read a book that features an animal in the title. And for this I'm going with A Natural History of Dragons, a memoir by Lady Trent, which has a dragon on the title and a dragon on the cover. So a dragon is a fantastical animal, so I think it is perfectly acceptable to read this. And there you have it. This is my TBR for the Reading Quest, and be sure to follow me on Twitter, where I will be updating you on my reading progress during this readathon. I will see you in the next video. Bye!